Hi everyone, this is Meteorologist Joel Curtis with your Alaska weather. This is for August 16th, 2023. And let's go ahead and get going here. So first of all, we have one advisory that's been issued for the Yukon Flats, wind advisory. That's going to last into Friday, and that's due to a series of cold fronts moving down from the northwest. Also, I talked to the Juneau Forecast Office earlier today, and they're expecting some winds through tonight up into the 35, 40 mile an hour gust range. Definitely for Lynn Canal and a few other of the windy spots over there. So that's kind of what we're looking at. As far as yesterday's lightning, I had just a little over 1,000 strikes. Note how much a lightning cluster there is down in the southwest. Also, the Alaska Range was kind of a usual spot, a little bit in the Talkeetnas and a little bit over the eastern border on up into the northeast. For our fire weather list, first of all, we got a shot of cool, damp weather for the southeast interior today. Also, thunderstorms across the central and eastern interior today, ending late tonight, and then there should be none after that. So for the first time in a while, I've had to broadcast with fewer thunderstorms in the forecast. Also, westerly winds increasing today for western Alaska and tomorrow in the east. Wet weather moving into northwest Alaska. You'll see that in the fronts here in a second. And for southern Alaska, going to get some sunshine Thursday and Friday. Those fine fuels will dry out, but hopefully there won't be any ignitions. So here's the lightning ending today at 2 p.m. This is today being Wednesday. You can see kind of an arc of cluster of lightning strikes northwest and northeast of Fairbanks, a little bit up on the Alcan border as well, and just one or two over there in the Wrangell-St. Elias Mountains. Looking at our fire danger from the AICC today, the spruce adjective, which is the one that we measure at this time of year, a little bit high for the Yukon Flats area and then also into the central Tanana Valley on down to the Alaska Range. Otherwise, pretty low for the rest of the state. Looking at our satellite loop today, quite a cluster of precipitation up in the southern half of the mainland portion of the state. Also a little bit of wind streaking precipitation into southern southeast Alaska. Here's our still shot. And what you can see is we've got a cold front moving down through the Chukchi Sea. It's approaching the northwest coast. Also, we have a little bit of low pressure in northwestern Canada. There's those thunderstorms again in the northeast and down into the north central as well. And then there's a little bit of a trough out in the Gulf of Alaska, but that is just simply because the wind is going over the mountains there. Notice that there's not a lot of precipitation or clouds associated with that one. And then for tonight's weather, we've got that front now just about gets to the coast, down through almost to the Bering Strait. Precipitation out ahead of that, also some windy conditions there too. Then a little bit of ridging of high pressure building into the southwest all the way up into the central interior. And then we've got about 1,013 weak little low out in the Gulf, trailing cold front into the Gulf, but it connects with a trough up into Canada. And then you can see that warm front in the very southern part of the picture there where just got a little bit of a developer coming on there. So for tomorrow, Thursday, we've got that front hangs up on the Alaska Range, on the Brooks Range just a little bit, and then we have a trough extending down into the Bering Sea. That developer down there south of the Unimak Island, about 1,016 millibars, that has tropical moisture in it. And that tropical moisture can be some remnants of Dora, the hurricane that caused so many problems problems in Hawaii. And also, we still have a little bit of a trough down through the western Gulf, and then another weak trough off the Panhandle, causing a little precipitation. Also, you might note that there is a little bit of snow indicated in the precipitation type that we have there for our very highest elevations. And that makes sense at this time of year. Might be a little termination dust. Then on Friday, that developer, very slow to develop, but it's got a lot of tropical moisture in it. Down south of Kodiak Island, about 1014. Pretty good ridge of high pressure over the rest of the Gulf, down to a high 1033. The next in a series of fronts moves on up to the northwest coast in the Chukchi Sea, and a good deal of precipitation due to the flow aloft out of the southwest over much of the mainland. So for a low temperature Tuesday morning, you see a lot of 40 readings in the northern half of the state. However, as you get out ahead of that cold front, still 55 for Kotzebue, and then upper 40s, lower 50s for the southwest. Same thing for down into south central, and into the 50s for the Panhandle. And then looking at our high temperatures Thursday afternoon, we got still a little bit of 60s over near Dead Horse, 67 for Fort Yukon, been the hot spot for a lot this summer. And then in the 60s across the central interior, down into actually down into South Central because we're going to get some sunshine, and that's really going to allow that solar radiation to heat things up a little bit. 70 for Valdez is in the forecast, and also see temperatures into the 60s, even though with a lot of cloud cover in southeast. Temperatures in the upper 50s and lower 60s as you go out the Alaska Peninsula. And then looking for low temperatures Friday morning, 37 for Utqiagvik, but otherwise generally in the 40s all across the state. Looking out like out down in the 50s as you get down out the Alaska Peninsula, and also in the mid 50s for the Panhandle with some cloud cover there. And then for Friday afternoon, that solar heating again takes place, 64 for Fort Yukon, and then in the 40s and 50s as you go across the North Slope, but down in the central interior and down in the south central, plenty of 60-degree readings for our max temperatures, including for southeast Alaska as well. And then all the way as you get down, you start seeing at cooler temperatures as you get closer to the Bering Sea. Okay, for our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, above normal temperatures for the southeastern portion of the mainland down into the Panhandle, a little bit better chance for the eastern half of the mainland portion, but note a little bit cooler temperatures now forecasted for the west coast. And for precipitation, as you get in the northern mainland there, pretty good chance of above normal precipitation, but note for southeast Alaska, pretty good chance of below normal precipitation, normal for the southern parts of South Central as well as you get down to Kodiak Island. And then for our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, August 24th through the 30th, end of the month there, again, above normal temperatures for the southeastern portion of the mainland, down into the Panhandle, and again for the west coast, particularly in the northwest, a chance of below normal temperatures. And then for that precipitation, above normal for the, really this was central interior all the way down from Arctic Village down into the Anchorage area. And then again, below normal forecasted for the Panhandle. So that's it for your public weather, and please stay safe out there. Thanks for tuning in.